What's going on, guys? Thank you so much for clicking on another video for me here on YouTube. Welcome back to the critically acclaimed series Strictly Laps, the series that's only around still because I ran a Twitter poll and more than not people said they still wanted to see this series. So this is at Aztec Family Raceway. This was from Sunday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. Spend the day with my dirt bike. How else would you want it? But just out here spinning some laps. So I did a day with DeeO if you'd like to check that out. Of course, that's back on my channel. And a lot of the riding you'll see here was probably in that video because I didn't have a lot of third-person footage, but every once in a while people say that they want to see uncut laps of me just riding, I guess, to see, rather than me cherry-picking just certain sections, which obviously I do. I'm only going to include the good stuff, but rather than doing that, have the entire experience, my faults, my good parts, me saying, ow, I hit my nuts, all that stuff that you guys love. So that's this series. One thing that was really nice about this practice session was earlier in the day, Aztec was super busy and they had the big bikes and little bikes all on the track at once, and it was super sketchy, coming up really fast on kids on like KTM 50s and 65s and 85s. And it's really, really dangerous. You don't never know if there's going to be a kid on the backside of a jump, whatever. So I was really scared to ride, but then they actually ended up splitting up practices, so this is a big bike only practice. There is a point where there's a mini bike on the track, and I even comment on it in the actual helmet camera, that's why they split it up so people wouldn't be out there, but whatever. In the day with DeeO, for some reason, a few people thought I was saying that I don't like mini riders. I don't know how people could have got that impression. I think they probably weren't paying enough attention to the video. I don't know, I don't even feel like I really needed to defend myself, but I kind of wanted a subject for this video, so I thought that was a good match. Right around this corner is where you're going to see this mini bike rider, so you can just listen to me here.
Why are there still mini bikes out here? We had 2 practices.
But I love mini riders. They're the future of the sport. I love talking to those kids in the pits. If you've seen my videos, you've seen Marcus. I talk to him all the time. There's a ton of really cool kids at the track. One of my buddies, Jace, I don't know if you can really call him a buddy, but you know what I mean. I met Jack and Jagger at Lakewood, Blake, Blaine. There's tons of kids. I know you guys don't even know who most of these people are, but they're kids at the track that I love to watch ride. Some of them absolutely rip. You know, there's the kids who are still learning, and that's awesome too. But what I'm concerned about is both their safety as well as my own safety, and of course the safety of every other rider on the track. When you're coming over one of these triples or even just a small tabletop, if there's a kid on a 50 putting around doing 4 miles an hour and you don't see him, you can land on him, and first off, you're probably going to break that kid's neck, and second off, you're not going to stay on the bike. For like 90% chance you're going to go flipping off the bike and end up crashing yourself, and it's just not going to be a good time. So I don't know, I just combined practices. I know a lot of places don't do them ever, and Aztec does them for the most part. It's almost always combined practice, just open practice, everyone's out on the track at once. It's only been this year lately that it's actually been busy enough that they decided to split it up, which is so much nicer. And sometimes it even gets gnarly enough that they have mini bikes, and then they have like a beginner novice and an intermediate pro practice. And that's way cool because then you're out practicing and you're actually able to push and ride with riders who are your same skill level, if not a little bit above. So I'd go out in the intermediate practice, the amateur practice, and then I can try and chase down some pros and get pressured by pros. And you know, you're not going to get better riding against slower people, so that's awesome to be able to do something like that. But really, it just boils down to safety. It scares me when there's kids out there. You know, even if there's a kid on some super mini who whoops my ass and passes me, it's not like I'm like, hey, we need to separate so that they're not out there. It's nothing like that. I just don't want to land on a kid. That's really all it boils down to. I'm just repeating that over and over because I can't stress it enough. But also at the same time, I think it's really cool for the mini riders to get to be out there at the same time, especially when it's like really young beginner riders, because then they can have their parents on the track. The parents can help the kids pick up the bikes. They don't have to be worried about getting nailed by a 450 like in third gear, tapped out or whatever. It's just a much safer environment for everyone. But hey, that's enough about that. Really fun riding out here. I'm actually coming up on a friend, Matt Miles. I don't know if I can call him a friend. We're friends on Facebook. He actually first talked to me because he knew about my YouTube. So now every time I'm at the track and I see him, I like to run him down a little bit, up here in a little bit. I actually yell over to him, and I think I might have spooked him. I don't know, I was just goofing with him. Right there. And I actually go off the track here in a little bit, and then he passes me back and squids out in front of me a little bit. And of course, I didn't care. That's just riding. He came over in the pits and actually apologized for getting squiddly in front of me. It's like, dude, it's all good. That's part of it. That's what's nice about riding with people of your same level. You can trust that they're going to be able to handle the situation. Like, he was on the inside. You'll actually see it in this lap, but it was all goopy, so he moved out of the inside into my line, and I was able to slow down and not run into him because, you know, I could see what was going on. I trusted him, he trusted me, and we both escaped the situation fine. And that's the kind of thing where when you get a beginner out there with an intermediate or a pro, it's going to turn into a bad time because people are unpredictable. It's kind of like a mindset. When you're a beginner, you have a certain mindset. Then you graduate to being a novice, you get some different mindset. I think novice is actually the sketchiest class out there because they're better than a beginner, and they usually kind of ride over their head. Intermediates seem like they can kind of collect themselves and not go balls to the wall. But so you get a bunch of novices out there. They're kind of dicey, very unpredictable. You get intermediates. For the most part, you know what each other's doing. You can make smart decisions. Then you get the pro riders who seem like they see things fast forward and they know before things are going to happen, so they can avoid situations that could occur. But anyway, we're about halfway through these laps that I end up running. I'm not going to end up talking through the whole thing because I don't really have too much to talk about. I'm already kind of bugging myself with what I've been saying. I feel like I'm just really boring. So I hope you guys enjoy these laps. If you enjoy this video series, definitely hit it with that like button. I do appreciate it. Only about, like I said, about 75% of the people, even less than that I think, said they were still interested in this series. So I know it's not going to get the same amount of likes and views as my other videos, but hey, if the majority of people want to see these, I still enjoy producing them. I already have the content, of course, just from riding, so it's easy enough to just slap it on the screen and talk over it a little bit. So hope you guys appreciate this, and if you watched the rest of the video, thank you very much. Hope you enjoy it, and until next time, as always, take it easy, and if it's easy, take it twice, and I'll talk to you later.
So bad. jackknife that shit in there, damn.